Hi guys, I thought I'd just do a quick video on property sourcing and in particular to sourcing for investors and what investors need to look out for. So this goes back to my personal experience and more or less kind of what I've actually been through while I was trying to start my property journey. A few times I've positioned myself as an investor instead of actually a sourcing agent, and I wanted to see what other sourcing agents actually do, and I've kind of lost some money in the process, so hence I'm doing this video to help everyone else and to make sure that going down in the future, if anything does happen, that you're educated about it. If you're new to my channel, please feel free to like and subscribe. Hit the bell notifications at the bottom of this video so that you're kept up to date with everything. Just speaking from my own personal experience, when I was actually starting my journey in property investing, I actually approached another sourcer to see how they actually source through their means of doing sourcing. And a lot of the sourcer that I particularly worked with and I lost money with, they didn't actually go through a due diligence process. So in terms of due diligence, they didn't ask me proof of funds, they didn't ask me a proof of address, they didn't have any non-disclosure agreement, and I found out, I educated myself afterwards, but I found out in the process of doing this, they asked for my money up front, so I lost about £2,000, which is probably a small amount in comparison to many other people, but £2,000 to myself was a lot, so it took me a while to get over it, but I had to cut my losses. I went through the processes of putting through a case, but to find out that the company then wound up, and then there was a lot of CCJs from other people as well who the sourcer was working with. So in that sense, 5 main things that I've discovered from actually trying to act as an investor with a sourcing agent. So the main 5 things I've discovered is 1, a non-disclosure agreement. This kind of gives you exclusivity with the investor, so the investor can't undercut you as a sourcer. But as an investor, if you're not presented with this, you can actually undercut the sourcer and just buy the property yourself. This is obviously protecting the sourcer. Usually many sourcing agents don't have this in place. Most of the good ones would have this in place. Another would be proof of funds. So the second one, proof of funds, is usually one a sourcer will ask you for proof of your funds, that you have enough funds to place for either buying the house or to put a deposit or to pay for the sourcing fees. They would usually ask for 2 proof of addresses. They would ask for passport or a utility bill, something to confirm your identity, that you look the same as what you would on your ID, and the other one would be a proof of address. So that's the second one that most people will look for. The third would be making sure that apart from making sure that the funds belong to you, that they might ask you for evidence of other properties that you have, just to backtrack, because they wouldn't know you as an investor. They would have to build a rapport with you, and they would have to know some sort of information on your behind the scenes, or they might sit down with you and discuss what do you actually want to find, and kind of work with you in that way. If you find some sources who are just throwing things at you and they're not actually discussing what you actually want and what you actually want to achieve, what kinds of deals you're looking for, and they're not probably particularly great as sources, or they're just probably just trying to make a quick buck. So I would say the fourth thing is, property is a very big industry, and you'd find a lot of people trying to make a quick buck, and it's kind of the process of trying to find out which people who are actually legitimate and the ones who are not legitimate. And there's a lot of people who are trying to make quick money unethically, and that's like how I managed to get into that situation where the company was wound up and I paid money up front, and the lady did take me to view the houses, but I didn't take any of the houses on, and she did put on her invoice that if I didn't take any houses on, the amount would be fully refundable within 24 hours, and it wasn't refundable within 24 hours. And it's 2-3 months down the line when the company closed, and I found out afterwards, instead of her giving me the honesty that she should have, I found out through going through the legal proceedings that the company was wound up. So in some cases you need to be bit particular, a bit diligent, and that leads on to the fifth thing. So the fifth thing would be diligent. Finding a person that has done property sourcing before, finding someone that has probably all through recommendation is usually the best way. People find property sources, or going to PIN events, those kind of areas and networking events is where you can actually find people. But you need to be aware by social media. A lot of people trying to make quick bucks on social media. I found the property sourcer that I approached. She actually was on social media. She was actually on Facebook, and she's the one who actually said to me that she's got 75 flats that she needs to sell. And initially I was thinking this is too good to be true, and I would say, as the last tip, if it is too good to be true, then it probably is. There's a lot of people who are trying to promise you the world and they can't deliver it, and that's what ends up happening. It's unfortunate, but at the end of the day, I hope this video helps you. If you like this content and you like more videos like this, please hit subscribe and the bell notifications below at the bottom of this video. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below and I'll personally answer them.